Come with me as I explore Remich, which is one of the 12 cities of Luxembourg. So here I was actually in Germany. Remich is right on the border of Germany. So you can see the city from the German town of Remich. And this river is called the Moselle. So you can easily cross the river and view the city from Germany and vice versa. There are no border checks, but as a tourist, you always have to carry your ID with you. I came across Polizei once. There was an incident on the border, and they were asking for everyone's ID, not just mine. But apart from that, I do cross the border at least once a week, and that's the only time I actually go ask for an ID. And that's it. That's how you cross the border between Germany and Luxembourg. You just walk past this little sign, and on the opposite side, they have the Deutschland sign. Basically, Deutschland is Germany in German. And as you can see, it's very normal for people to actually walk back and forth between the two countries. As I said earlier, Remich is one of the 12 cities of Luxembourg. It's quite small to qualify as a city in other countries, but it is officially a city in Luxembourg. Apparently, Remich has a population of 4,000, but it does feel a lot bigger than that. So in Luxembourg, city status isn't based on the population, it's based on the history and the law. Basically, Remich's history goes back to the Roman times. This was when it was known as Remicum. Thanks to its location on the Moselle River, it became an important trading and wine-producing town. This was during the Middle Ages. And so in 1427, Remich was officially granted city rights. That's nearly about 600 years ago. The city looks really quiet, but believe me, it does get really busy, especially in the afternoon. And in the city center, you can easily find traditional Luxembourgish restaurants, Italian. I feel like every city has Italian food, and Luxembourg in general has really good Italian food. In the city, you also come across these statues called the Laundry Women. They represent the women of Remich who used to wash clothes at a public washing place along the Moselle. In the past, doing laundry wasn't just a chore, it was also a social activity. The washing area served as a meeting place where people exchanged news, caught up with one another, and just shared the latest gossip. So I took a little walk through some of the neighborhoods, and here you can actually see how narrow the streets are. It's crazy that cars can still pass through them. It's also a reminder of just how old the city is. Because when these streets were built, cars didn't exist. Back then, city planners didn't have to consider cars, so the streets were designed for people, horses, carts, things like that. And since this is a winemaking city, you will see the signs as you walk around it, like these grapevines. I also came across this church. It's not like you'll be able to miss it. It sticks out just like most churches in Europe. This is the Decanal Church of Remich. It's the main church of Remich, and it's still an active church. So normal parish activities do take place here. So things like mass, baptisms, funerals, weddings, and more. This is the church garden, and it should look way more green. Luxembourg at this time has a bit of a drought, that's why the grass looks brown. But other than that, it should look really green. And I came across this measurement. I have no idea what it's about, but if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments down below. And this patisserie is my go-to in Remich. The customer service is amazing. They usually have a lot of variety of cakes, but since I was recording this later on in the afternoon, I'm guessing most of the items were sold. They also have an outdoor sitting area, so it's really convenient in summer. And I have to say though, the standard for patisseries in Luxembourg is very high because you can easily find patisseries like this in a lot of towns or villages across the country. Also, patisseries are very common in Luxembourg because people tend to buy fresh bread every day, compared to, let's say, the UK. In the UK, you'd normally buy bread at the supermarket, and it's much more industrialized. One of the highlights of Remich is this 3-kilometer long promenade along the Moselle River. It's the perfect place for walks. And by the river, you can also do mini golf. They also have this mini cards place, so there's a lot of family-friendly activities you can do. And does anybody watching know what this thing is called? I say it quite a lot, I just don't know what it is. So if you do, please let me know in the comments down below. That white building is the tourist office. It's also the bus station. This is where you can get a bus straight to Luxembourg City. So Remich is located around 30 kilometers southeast of Luxembourg City. By car, the journey takes about 30 minutes. With buses, it takes about 40 to 50 minutes. There's actually a lot of cruise ships you can get from here. Some are local cruises, some are international ones. I think this is one of the boarding areas. As you walk by the river, you also come across these big letters that spell out Remich. This is a really good place to take a photo. You also come across these letters that spell out Luxembourg, so this is another photo opportunity. This is Bacchus Fountain. Bacchus is the Roman god of wine, and this is a winemaking city, so I guess that's why he has a fountain here. There are also a lot of interesting statues as you walk down the promenade. If you've already seen my video on Echternach, you might notice that Remich doesn't have the same grand abbey and basilica dominating the skyline. That's because the two cities grew for different reasons. Echternach became one of Luxembourg's most important religious centers, thanks to its abbey, while Remich built its reputation on the Moselle River, wine production, and trade. So, although Remich is an official city with long history, its wealth was invested more in vineyards and commerce more than it was with monumental religious buildings. If you love wine, you can visit the Dessom Caves and the Cave St. Martin. With Cave St. Martin, it takes visitors through nearly a kilometer of underground wine cellars. This is where you can learn how Luxembourg's wines are made, and you can also do some wine tasting. The city also has this international shop specializing with African products, so you can easily get food, drinks, spices, cloves, and a lot of other things from a lot of parts of the world. Overall, to visit Remich, I would recommend 2 to 3 hours, but if you add the wine tasting, then maybe half a day. The city also has a lot of parking spots, so if you're driving here, parking shouldn't be an issue. So that was it. That was Remich, one of the 12 cities of Luxembourg. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.